So, this isn't what the content normally is going to be, but I'm going to just talk through how I shave. First things first, got 3 days growth here, quite a lot. I didn't used to shave, wet shave, but it's so grey, I don't like it, I find it very aging, maybe I'm getting vain. First thing, so I'm going to wash my face amount, and I'm going to wash special attention. I don't know if this does anything, but I always do it. Special attention to the growth and beard, then the whole place. And I always use a, well I call them shave cloths. Sounds a bit more manly. Flannels, like what young children, infants and old people use flannels, because they can't, if you think about it, they can't just stick their hand up their arse crack in the shower. They don't know what they're going to find, do they? Hot flannel, barber style, just get the, soften it, hot as you can stand. Alright, that's your prep. Next thing, I've got my shaving bowl. I'm going to put a little bit of hot water in there. I'm using Taylor's of Old Bond Street coconut. Get it? About that much on your brush. Run the brush slightly under the hot water. Get it in there. And what I'm doing is I'm just swirling it around, stabbing it, and as you can see it starts to give you a good cream, good lather. Fresh blade in the razor. I'm using the just a King C Gillette, good as any. It's not a great razor by any stretch of the imagination, but it does the job. And I'm using Japanese made feather. Start lathering up. I do circular motions. I think what you want to do, the idea of the brush, is you don't want to be smearing the soap on top of your beard. You want to be massaging it in between the bristles, and it holds them up, and obviously you're hydrating the skin. But you can either mask up or cut in. But anyway, so you want to don't. This is a nice bit. This brush is so soft. This feels quite nice actually. Wet finger. I'll just clear these off. Make sure that you don't do your barber's job for him. Tight as you can. Weight of the razor only. Little 1-inch strokes. Taking all that growth off. How you do it really? I always start downwards on the cheeks, sideburns, but it's just good to have a system. I go down to, this is the trickiest bit, the jawline. I mean, I suppose I'm quite lucky to still have a jaw when I'm 50, so I'm not going to moan. But I sometimes see these blob faces where they can just go straight down in one, but I have a distinct corner there. That was I shouldn't have done that. Actually, that just dragged and tugged a bit. Then now I start to just push out. Do the corner of my mouth. These parts are dismissed. I'm going to roll. I put the razor on and I roll it. So, roll, 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 roll. This, you can see why there's a tradition of moustaches and goatee beards, because this is the worst bit to shave. Obviously you shave all this, it's very quick. But then if you've got a goatee beard, can you be in the Smooth Boy Shave Club? I guess you could. We will let you in. So again, I'm going to roll under the nose. Just removing all of that stubble. I have to take particular caution around my beauty spot or revolting wart, depending on whether you like my content or not. So what I do is I shave around as much as I can, and then literally the weight of the razor. Then point of the chin again. This is one of the bit you rub and you go, oh, I've left a bit. There's nothing worse than you think you've done a good shave. And then I get 4 hours. For about 3.5 to 4 hours, I feel clean shaven. 4th hour, that's when I can feel the growth back. It's weird because it grows in 4 hours. But if I left my beard for 6 months, I wouldn't have a proper full beard. It's not the soap is there, but I just need to get a little bit more hydration in there. I feel like now, so I've just dipped the brush under the water. So now we're going round the corner of the jaw. I always do this bit again, a bit I'm prone to miss. Round the corner, round the corner, round the corner. Gonna now go all the way down. I'm trying to do everything in one direction here. And for those who use a cartridge multi-blade razor, and you're thinking, why do you use an old-fashioned razor? If you're not hip to it, this is the only option. Several reasons. The first one, and in this day and age, by no means, probably the most important one, is the cost. It's insane. These razor, I think you get 10, well, you get 10 in a pack. Like if I'm stuck and have to go to like Boots in town, it's £4. You get two, three shaves out of each one. The thing about the multi-blades is where you've got your stubble and say you've got 3 blades, the first one cuts it off level with the skin. Then they tug them out, and so that when they cut the hair, they're actually getting slightly tugged out of the follicle, being cut off, and then they sort of retract back in. The hair is inside that, so when it grows, it's more likely to get an ingrown or misgrown, or you get pimples and stuff. I mean, I'd get away with that. I can feel bit there, I don't know if you can hear it, bit there, bit there. For one pass, I mean, like if you were shaving every day, you could get away with that. Again, more soap. Don't have to do it so much. Obviously, there's not so much material to get in amongst. Now I'm going to go inwards. I'm going to go from the side, roll slightly in front of the ear. I can feel that tugging. If we feel, can you hear that? That is tugging slightly. Under here seems to grow that way. It's all weird. So, see where it's quiet and you can feel it smooth. Then you can just feel friction. I can feel it there. So I'm going to keep going sideways. Then I'm going to do this with my lip, get it out of the way, and I'm going to shave the you know the bit on the ventriloquist dummy that moves? I always leave a bit there, don't I? I've got quite a big chin. Up to the lip. And then I'm going to go out. Cupid's bow, is it? And you only want to be using half of the blade here. So you've got to use the top half of the blade. I've got a little one there, that's fine. And then just going to keep going till I can't hear it. I tend not to go too close here. I can get sore bits in the corner of my mouth. So I'm going in the same direction as the hair. So I'm going to remove a lot of it without it pulling. I always do my neck down, by the way. Another one, I don't want to go too close on my neck. If I ever do get razor burn or rashes, it tends to be there. Not bad, not bad. I'm going to just do a bit there. If I sit there and rub my face, and I can feel stubble. I'm like, bollocks, missed a bit. Getting brave now. This is when you can cut yourself. Bit there. Now I'm just twizzling it. Yep, there. The reason I think I've cut my chin there is because when I do this, you know, you get your... But that's not a big deal. Once you get like that, I mean, that's the thing, these razors are so sharp. Plus, like I said, I do have an Allen block, which I do recommend you get if you haven't heard of one. It's a block of alum, I guess. I don't know what the fuck that is. It's like a kind of... Is that good enough? Do you know what, for a first one, I'm going to say that's good enough. Right, so get me Allen block. This is it. It's about £3 off of eBay or Amazon or whatever. Make sure your face is wet. Get the Allen block wet with cold water and then just... Yep! Okay. That stings like a mother. Quite really does sting. Oh, that does hurt. That does hurt. There's a bit of a residue of a gel on there. Don't judge me. I have got some good ones as well. But I recommend you do this. I always shave before I shower. I seem to get better results. I don't know why. If it's something to do with coming out of the shower. I seem to cut myself more. Maybe it's a bit softer. My skin's too hot. The old school. Now I've got nice ones as well, but this has got plenty of alcohol in it, and it's £3.50 from Home Bargains. There you go. I'm going to get in the shower now. I can wash that off and not feel like it's a waste of money. That is literally an aftershave. I don't use it for the cologne. I don't use it for the scent. But there you go. Once that stops bleeding, then I'll get in the shower now and see you afterwards.